Hello and welcome back to another video on Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about over 100 foreigners being deported from the Philippines, a most wanted suspect arrested, 7 arrested for illegally hiring Filipinos to work abroad, 5 foreigners arrested for abortion activities, Cebu Council approved over 1 million pesos for employees who weren't paid in that whole Mayor Rama drama, local officials call for death penalty for dumping garbage, and a presidential helicopter crash. I was really hoping we could do one of these news recaps with too many foreigners being in trouble, but I think this week actually has the most foreigners, starting off with over 160 Chinese nationals being deported. Here's the full story. 165 Chinese nationals deported by Bureau of Immigration on May 14th. According to the commissioner, the arrested individuals were involved in scamming activities. They were also found to have violated the Philippines immigration laws by failing to present their travel documents, for overstaying, and for being undesirable aliens. Initially, the BI was set to deport 167 nationals. However, 2 of them were deferred departure after having been found to have pending local cases in the Philippines. As a result, all the 165 foreign nationals have been included in the BI's blacklist, effectively barring their re-entry to the Philippines. Not to get too political, but Chinese folks have been really getting into trouble lately in the Philippines since I've been covering the news. A lot of time they're in a lot of gambling stuff, I find, more than anything, and overstaying the visas. Let's go on to our next story. Our next story involves Australia, Indonesia, and the Mexicano Sinaloa cartel. Damn, here we go. Australian tagged as Sinaloa cartel member nabbed for drug smuggling. The Bureau of Immigration has arrested an Australian national who is said to be an alleged member of the Mexico-based Sinaloa cartel. On Sunday, the BI reported that Gregor Johan Haas, 46, was arrested by its fugitive search unit in Cebu last week. According to the Immigration Commissioner, the Australian national is subject for an Interpol red notice due to a criminal case that was filed against him in Indonesia. The Indonesia National Narcotics Board issued an arrest warrant against Haas on January 29th of this year, also due to drug smuggling. The BI said that Indonesian authorities first pointed to Haas' alleged links to the Sinaloa drug cartel, which is reportedly behind the attempt to previously smuggle into Indonesia a shipment of floor ceramics filled with more than 5 kilos of illegal drug substance containing methamphetamine. Shabu or meth is a serious problem in the Philippines, and every so often I get really surprised how interconnected, I guess it should be, right, the Philippines Immigration Bureau is, because it seems like every week there's a different nationality, a different country that works with the Philippines to apprehend some of these unwanted and undesirable aliens, and by aliens I mean foreigners, so yeah, stay out of trouble. Next up, we have someone that tried to get Filipinos to go abroad and work illegally. 9 persons were taken into custody by the National Bureau of Investigation, Central Visayas, on charges that they illegally recruited up to 40 people, mostly farmers, to work in Australia. Yeah, I mean, working abroad, living abroad is most of our dreams. I know it was mine, that's why I left Canada. And I know in the Philippines, a lot of time we look for places to go ahead and work, to be an OFW, to make more money and send money back home, or just to improve your life. But please be careful. A lot of times these people just try to take advantage of you, try to take advantage of the fact that you want to go ahead and pursue your dreams. And this is one of those cases. I'm glad that they got found, they got caught, and hopefully this is like a warning for all the other people that try to take advantage of hardworking Filipinos. Next up is a story of abortion. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how you should feel about that. That's not my business. But in the Philippines, they're still a very Catholic country and it's illegal. Here's what happened with these 5 foreigners. In a press release on Wednesday, the Bureau of Immigration said that they arrested 3 Vietnamese and 2 Chinese nationals. One of the Vietnamese nationals, according to the BI, introduced himself as a doctor of a wellness center. He was identified as a 29-year-old Trinh Dinh Sang, who was employed at the wellness clinic in that area. According to the BI Intelligence Division Chief, the authorities posed as clients for cosmetic treatment. Upon confirmation of the presence of foreign nationals, the arresting officers implemented the apprehension against Sang. Apparently, Sang was involved in illegal activities including cosmetic enhancements and abortion procedures. Catholic majority Philippines has the world's most restrictive laws against abortion. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this particular story about these 5 foreign nationals, Chinese and Vietnamese, running an abortion clinic in the Philippines. Moving on next to the people that were owed their salaries in Cebu City. Last week I covered Mayor Rama being basically suspended for not paying its employees 6 months worth of salary. Cebu Council has approved 1 million pesos to go ahead and back pay those individuals. Speaking of Mayor Rama, apparently he's going to Russia on some kind of like official business, even though he's suspended. He said that, this was in the works for a long time. I understand, but I just kind of weird to be going to Russia on any kind of diplomatic mission when you're under suspension. Anyways. Next up is President Marcos saying that the Philippines is facing stiff competition when it comes to tourism with its neighboring countries. Obviously, let's take a look at what happened and what he had to say. The President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., believes that the Philippines must build more tourism rest areas as part of its initiative to compete with tourism of neighboring countries in Asia. In a speech delivered during the inauguration of Luzon's first tourist rest area, Marcos said the country faces stiff competition with tourism performance of other Asian countries. I quote, "This TRA is an important initiative for us as we want to transform the Philippines into the tourism powerhouse in Asia. We are in very stiff competition. Thailand has done an extremely good job in promoting tourism. Korea has done a very, very good job doing that. Indonesia, the same thing. Vietnam, the same thing," the president said. Marcos said that the TRA in Ilocos Norte aims to give tourists access to several amenities and services such as an information center, clean restrooms, charging stations, a lounge for resting, amongst others. The president said that tourism involves not just the beautiful beaches or nice hotels that tourists stay in, but also the ease in which they can get and from their destination. The president also went on to say that it's more than just the beaches, but they also want to make sure they have better international airports. They don't want just basically Manila and Cebu being the main tourist attractions. They want to better improve the airports locally. Speaking of airports, Naya is in having some technical issues again. Lots of delays there due to their software glitch that controls the air traffic. So this normally wouldn't be a problem in any major airport. However, Naya has a lot of problems lately. It's one of my least favorite airports. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really happy they're gonna be under new management by the end of this year. Hopefully the new management team can just turn everything around. Going back to what Marco said about tourism, I like the fact that they're trying to improve, especially with restrooms and bathrooms and just overall experience for foreigners, especially when you mention travel destinations and the ease of accessing these places. But there's a lot that goes into tourism, and it all starts with your just Naya alone, just to the airport. The international airport really needs an upgrade. So I don't want to keep going in circles, but it's more than just bathrooms. I know that he wants to tenfold the numbers that are coming to the Philippines, but it's like Thailand and Korea and Indonesia, they have like tens of millions annually, and they do this on like a major scale. That's one of the main GDPs. So anyways, I don't want to get into all that, but I'm glad that they're moving towards the right direction because I'm part of that. I'm a tourist. I travel to, and it can be complicated and challenging getting in different islands in the Philippines. So I'm really happy they're making a push towards tourism because I can see the Philippines being one of the top destinations maybe within a decade or two.
This is a great opportunity to showcase our world-class destinations like Poway Church, the sand dunes. Once you leave the city, you see the real Philippines. There is no place in the Philippines that's not beautiful.
In some lighter news, a pig was spotted alongside Cebu-Cordova Link Expressway around 3:30 on Friday. People think that the pig fell off from the vehicle that was carrying it. That is one handsome looking pig. The Commission of Human Rights expressed its deep concerns over a barangay ordinance in Bangued, Abra, which proposed death penalty for a third offense of illegal dumping of garbage. I quote, "This ordinance not only represents severe disregard for human rights, but also trivializes the most fundamental right of all, the right to life." I want to give you a bit more details about this story because I have some thoughts about it. That was the ordinance, but the commission went ahead and suspended the 4 people in charge of actually making this ordinance. I quote, "While we recognize the importance of proper waste management and ordinances that will improve residents' waste disposal practices within their communities, such cruel directives and offenses does not address the problem. Instead, it only perpetuates confusion, perplexity, and distress amongst the constituents." So yeah, basically the first offense was 1,000 pesos, the second another 1,000 pesos, and the third was penalty by being shot to death. Yeah, I'm all for like environment and all that stuff, but come on, to have death penalty for dumping garbage, I think that's just a little excessive. I'll leave your thoughts down below about that one, particularly how you feel about that. Going on to more problems with China and the Philippines Coast Guard. China has authorized its Coast Guard to detain foreigners suspected of trespassing within its claimed borders for up to 60 days without trial. And the Philippines Coast Guard has gone ahead and said that they think the China trespass rule is just empty threats. Just a quick update, China and the Philippines have disputed waters in the ocean. They're saying it's our territory and whatever. So in the past few months, every time that the Philippines tried to go ahead and do missions around that area, whether it's civilian or the Coast Guard itself, China has been spraying them with like water cannons, causing actually bodily damage to the crew as well as to the ship itself. And now it's saying that anytime any kind of foreigner or people that are not supposed to be there come into that territory, they're going to go ahead and apprehend them for 60 days, in which the Philippines thinks that, nah, it's just empty threats. But I just want to know what America, Australia, Japan, and even India right now has 3 ships in the Philippines just to show, I guess, friendship or whatever. I wonder what these countries are going to do if Filipinos actually get detained for 60 days. The whole business of that China water dispute is kind of like crazy to me. I just feel like China keeps bullying people, but nothing's being done to them. Anyways, that's that story. And lastly, a helicopter crash in the north of Iran has caused the death of the president, Ibrahim Raisi. That brings us to the end of this week. Leave your comments down below. If you enjoyed this, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, let YouTube know you're enjoying these videos, and share your thoughts, whatever you want to talk about. If you take the time to write it, I will take the time to respond. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.